Hey, so today I'm going to show you how to use the e-sign. So if you wanted to go ahead and send out an e-sign for a client, let me show you how this starts. So if the client and the bond and the cosign are already in your system, so you've already went through the ad bond process, you can go ahead and just go right directly to send for signature. But let's just say the person called you, the dad called you or whoever to get their daughter out and they're out of state and you want to send them an e-sign. The way that I would do it is, well, actually you could do it two ways. You could either send him an online application where he would fill out everything like employer, all the detail. You could do that. Then you'd have to wait for it to come back and then you'd have to start it. But if you wanted to already have him on the phone and you want to just hurry up and get the basic information just to get enough information for us to fill out, like the bond contract. What I would suggest is just go to this button here, quick entry cosigner / defendant and bond form. And you're only going to worry about just putting the basic stuff. So let's just say this guy's name is Jeff Sandoval and he's calling from Colorado and he wants to get his daughter out. So first thing, and I've already approved him, he's a homeowner. I'm going to go ahead and do the bond and I want to get him to at least sign so we can get this locked up. Again, you only have to put the first name, last name. So while you're talking to him, asking these questions, and then just go quick add. And then you go right to the ad bond simple. So this looks just like the ad bond process, but it's cut down. You can't add multiple indemnitors because this is just a one cosigner, one signer thing. So I'm just going to enter the basic bond information. So let's say it's a 15,000 or 1,500. It's out of Adams. The charge is driving under the premium. I'm going to charge him $225. He's going posting it at Adams, and I'm going to go ahead and just use. Let me just use the inventory Pioneer, see if I have any powers here. So I'm going to use this power. If you don't know the power number, you can just add a prefix called temp and just use some dummy powers until you figure out when you get to the jail. So I'm going to go ahead and use power number 130. Case number, I can go ahead and add that. You may already have that before you go post the bond. If I haven't have a court date for him yet or it hasn't been set, you could just put call of the court or to be set. And then he only has one bond, so I'm done. And now I'm going to go next. Now I'm going to go ahead and add the cosigner's information. So I'm going to click add indemnitor. Say the indemnitor's name is Joe Sandoval. And his birth date is 1935, male. If you have his email, I would just recommend putting it in now because you're going to need to have his email put in when you send him the e-sign request. So let's just say it's joe@aol.com. And again, same thing with the cell phone. If you want to go ahead and put it in there, because you can go ahead and use a two-factor when you put it in. So I'm just going to put his cell phone in there because I'm talking to him over the phone. And I'm just going to hit save, quick add. Oh, I got to choose relationship. So this is his father. Okay, there's Joe's added. I'm not going to add any more information, so I'm going to click next. And now I'm done. Now I can go ahead and enter a payment if I'm going to have him sign a receipt, but for right now I just want to get the paperwork out to him, so I'm going to hit click here to send for e-sign request. And now it takes me right here. So first step, I'm going to go find Sandoval. Okay, there's Jeff. That's the son. And then Joe was the father. And you'll see, because I entered his email, there it is. Again, let's just say you didn't have the email, you can click add new and put his email there. And because I did have his cell phone, I can go ahead and click here and select the cell phone. If I wanted to go ahead and turn on two-factor, just like when your bank, you try to log in, even if I get into your bank account, your email, and I click on to log in, it's going to send me a code. Same concept. It's more secure, but again, you don't have to turn it off. So I'm going to turn this off. And actually, I'm just going to send this to my email because there probably is a joe@aol.com. I don't want it to go there. So I'm just going to go here at Bill Books. And then I'm going to send it for the bonds that we just are going to post today. And then now here's my paperwork I want to send him. I want him to sign the banker's bail contract and the banker's application indemnitor. And I just click the box down here and I hit send for signature. I do want him to send me back a picture of his government ID. I could also have him take a selfie picture, but I'm just going to do this and hit send for signature. So now that's out. So now again, for this sake of this demo, I'm going to go check my email. and this is what Joe's going to get, the cosigner. He's going to get no reply. Please sign the documents. And what's going to happen? The father's going to click here, click review to document, and it's going to take him right through the process to sign it. So this first page, if he was on an iPad or whatever device, this is just explaining that you're about to sign by electronically, and this is the same thing as if you were to come in and sign it personally. It's just letting them know. So I agree, I want to proceed. And now, because again, if he were to be on an iPad, if he clicked this, the camera would open up, but I'm going to go ahead and just find a picture here. I'll go ahead and select this. And so again, this could have been the driver's license picture, and I go next. And here's where I want to go ahead, and he can go ahead and view what he's going to sign, the indemnity part, what he's going to do, the bail bond contract here. So you'll see it's filled out. Bond amount's $1,500. So again, if he wants to go ahead and sign it, he'll say click here to sign the documents, and here's where I'll sign my name. Again, if I was on an iPad, could have done it with my finger, and I'm going to hit accept and sign. And it's done. It tells him. So right now, we went ahead and sent him an email. So if he goes back to his email address, you'll see if I click it and refresh, there's the signed PDF that he just signed. So you don't have to remember to get him a signed copy, or he won't be calling you asking for it. But here's the paperwork he just signed. So if he clicks it, he can view the PDF. And you'll notice every signature part we show, there's the signature. And then right here, we show the bail bond e-sign, and we get the IP address and the timestamp. So if you were to print this out and put it in a hard file 3 months down the road, if you were to look at this and not knowing, is this an actual photocopy of a signed, you'll know immediately, because underneath the signature, we have bail bond e-sign and the IP address. So there's the bail bond contract e-sign. And this is important, because this is what actually makes it legit as far as we're timestamping and keeping track of everything that we send him. So this would hold up if he were to try to dispute it, just like with DocuSign, but we capture their IP address, where their device is from, what browser they were using. The authentication type was email, plus they uploaded an ID. So there it is. Now going back to your account, if I go back to my e-sign, you'll see completed. I'll go here, and there's the Jeff Sandoval. Here's the stuff we just sent him. You'll see the status is completed. And now if I want to verify, because I want to see his picture, there I would have seen the driver's license or whatever he uploaded. And then here, if I want to go ahead and see the signed document, and that pops up over into another page, so you could view what I just showed you. Now, the cool thing about it, if I were to go to Jeff Sandoval, the defendant, and go to one of his bonds, so the bond that we had signed, you'll notice there's a tab called Bond e-sign contracts. Now, this follows the bond, so not even administrator or account owner or even me, if you were to call us, we can't delete it. It becomes part of the bond. So here's the paperwork that follows that bond. So again, I could do verify at any time, or I could say, show me the paperwork, and it would pop up into a PDF viewer where I could view it. But it becomes part of the bond. So that's just a quick demo of how to use it. The other thing that we added too is, if you don't want to enter the information yourself, you want the guy to fill out completely, like his employer, his address, all the contact information, you can go ahead and send the cosigner this. So you could start it, enter the cosigner's first name, last name, email, and they'll go ahead and get an email where they'll fill out their information. And then when they go to the next page, they'll have to fill out as much information about the defendant as they can. So obviously, if it's the parents, they're going to know a lot more information. If it's just a friend, they may not even know the date of birth. So on that page, first name and last name are required. Gender is required, but date of birth is not required, because not everybody's going to know. So when that comes back, they'll be saved as clients, and they'll be under your client list. And then there's this new list called Added by Online Clients, and it'll have two people showing. One be the cosigner's name, and the other would be the defendant's name. So now if they're in there, now you can go ahead and start the e-sign process by just going to that quick entry to fill out the bond that you're going to be doing it for. So again, you don't even have to select when you go to the quick entry. Now he's already in your system. You can just select existing client, find them in there. So find the defendant. And when you go to the step 3 where you select the cosigner, again, you'll select existing client and then send for an e-signature. But it's pretty simple. Again, we do require that the bond is in there, because of all the paperwork that we've been doing for the insurance companies. that has to be part of the paperwork where it asks for bond details, like bond date, case number, what the charge is, where he's going to court, when's his return court. So we need that information. We can't just have that signing blank. So it takes a couple minutes, but it's not a big deal as far as getting them to sign. It's much more convenient than having to meet somebody, if it's bad weather or whatever. But if you have any questions, don't hesitate to give me a call. But I just wanted to put up a video, and we'll go ahead and be adding more videos as we add to the e-sign section. Thank you.